The Traitor Season 3 premieres tonight, and I want to talk about who's going to be a traitor and who is going to be a faithful, specifically the Bravo people. Now, by my calculations, we have exactly 6 Bravolebrities among the cast, and for that reason, I figured that it was deserving of its own standalone video. So, here we go.
Starting off with Sandoval, do I think he's going to be a traitor? No. Do I think he's going to be faithful? No. I think he's actually going to not even enter the game to begin with. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is about to be a spoiler alert. The first 7 minutes of the first episode has been aired for us, and we know that someone may not be making it into the game in order for Boston Rob to enter the game. I could definitely see one of the cast members going up to Alan, shaking their hand, and saying, I want Boston Rob to come into this game, send out Tom Sandoval. Who do I think might do that? I'm gonna guess one of the Survivor people, specifically Carolyn. Because Carolyn is just chaotic enough to do it and just crazy enough to not care if it actually makes her a target in the future. I could see her wanting to try and work with Boston Rob, get on his good graces, and do that by making Tom Asagari a casualty. I don't think she would make one of the other Survivor people a casualty. I think she would just target somebody that everyone would be okay with leaving. Or at least I hope that's what she chooses to do if she does this. So back to Tom Sandoval. If you don't know who this guy is from Vanderpump Rules, and I don't even watch Vanderpump Rules, and I know that everyone hates him. Not only do the viewers hate him, but his own cast also hates him. I think that in the event he does make it to the round table to be selected for a traitor or faithful, I think he'll be a faithful. I think that he wants to be a faithful, and I've said multiple times, I do think that it matters who wants to be what. I do not envision him wanting to be a traitor because his public perception is truly so terrible that I think he would want to be a faithful in order to potentially improve his public perception. I think that most of America perceives him as very annoying and the least likely person that they would have chosen from Vanderpump Rules in order to be on the Traitors. For that reason, I think that it would not be a terrible idea for him to actually be a faithful and do well as a faithful. I think it might have a small chance to improve his public perception, but you never know. I also really don't think he'll get much of a chance to show America what he can do because I think that if he does enter, he does come in as a faithful, he's not lasting very long. I think all of the other Bravolebrities will mention how much they hated him at different Bravo events, etc., because there's no one else from Pump Rules, but these people know who he is. And I think that for that reason, they will spread the word. They will all potentially believe he came in as a traitor because why wouldn't he? And then I think that they'll target him and he'll go out early and it'll be a waste of a round table. Also, if Bob the Drag Queen does not drag him through the absolute dirt and trenches before he goes home, I'll be upset. Next up, we have Robin Dixon from The Real Housewives of Potomac. She is actually one of my draft picks, and I do believe that she is going to be a faithful. In my draft picks, I really went after who I believe would be faithfuls because I think that this might be a season where the faithfuls go far. I don't think this is going to be a season where the traitors dominate. Now, I do not watch Potomac, and she was definitely not my first pick of Bravolebrities. I just had to pick someone. I think she was kind of towards the end, and I had only a few options, so I went with Robin. Now, from what I do know about Robin and the Real Housewives of Potomac and my very small amount of research, I think she'll be an awful traitor. I think that she would be great as a faithful to just blindly slide her way through to pretty far in the game. I think she'll just fly under the radar, much like somebody like Sheree was able to do last season. Or maybe one of the other people that knows her well will keep her safe, much like Phaedra did for Sheree. The Bravolebrities all really seem to stick together the last 2 seasons, and so that might happen again. So I think she's going to be faithful, but I think the traitors are going to love her. I think the traitors are going to love her because I think she is going to mislead every single vote at that round table. I think she'll have a strong enough personality to voice her opinions, and I think her likability will cause everyone to believe her, vote her way, and they will be wrong. She's going to be so wrong about the votes. I really feel that way in my bones. I just don't think she's going to be someone that gets murdered. I think she's going to mislead enough votes that eventually all the faithfuls turn on her and believe she might actually be a traitor. But if that doesn't happen, she does have a solid chance to making it as far as the faithfuls are able to make it. Moving on to the Real Housewives of New Jersey, we have Dolores. I do watch the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I do know Dolores very, very well, and I think that there is zero chance in hell that she is cast as a traitor. I think she would be an awful traitor, and I really hope production does not put me through something so painstakingly boring. Alternatively, I think she'll do just fine as a faithful. Her character role on The Real Housewives of New Jersey is that she has really depended a lot on other people in her life, namely her ex husband. Some of you will argue with me about this and say, oh, but she used to be like a probation officer or a police officer or something. Sure, whatever. I don't think she's going to be good as a traitor. I think she'll be just fine as a faithful. I think she'll do great as a faithful. I do think that she is someone that absolutely is going to get murdered in order to throw the other faithfuls off of their tracks, though. I think as long as the Bravo girlies team up, she'll be safe with them. She won't get voted out, but I think she's getting murdered, like I said. I know that Dolores can be messy, but I don't think she's going to give us any real entertainment. She's not going to wow us with any strategy, but she might provide a few entertaining moments as far as messiness, but overall entertainment level with her, I think, is going to be like a 5 out of 10. Moving on to The Real Housewives of New York, we have Dorinda Medley, and I know Dorinda very, very well. I do watch The Real Housewives of New York. Well, I did watch it until they recasted, and I stopped watching that. I was not interested in new people. Dorinda has a good chance of being a traitor. I think she would be a great faithful, but I also think she actually has a good shot at being a traitor. Of all the Bravolebrities, I do definitely feel with 6 Bravolebrities, I mean, odds are in the favor of at least one of them being a traitor, and I do think Dorinda will. I'm actually leaning towards the fact that she won't be a first round pick, though. I think she might be a recruit. Dorinda is very unpredictable, and I think that production wants more predictable first round picks. I don't think they want somebody like Dorinda who's going to go out very soon, potentially, because she's going to be so messy. To be clear, I think she'll do really well as a traitor. I just think that she would do much better as a traitor recruit than a first round traitor. I think she's too messy and too many eyes would be on her initially. But I think if she comes in later on, eyes are already going to be in other directions potentially, and she has a little bit more of a shot. Because of her unpredictability, I think that she is a really solid choice for a very late round pick. I think she's giving Kate energy. Something else about Dorinda. She is a very, very mean drunk. If Dorinda has one too many, she is absolutely screwed. Her mouth is absolutely reckless when she's drunk. For Dorinda's sake, I hope that there is rationing on the liquor this season. For the viewers' sake, I hope that there's not, because it would make for wonderfully messy and great TV. Even without too much to drink, she's going to be volatile. She's going to be unpredictable. I think the traitors would want to keep her around. She's not getting murdered because she's going to be suspected as a traitor among the faithfuls, I think, if she's a faithful. Moving on to Chanel Ayan from The Real Housewives of Dubai. I don't watch Dubai. I don't know her, but from my research, I really hope they do not bore me by making her a traitor. From my research on her, I do think she's going to be extremely underwhelming on The Traitors Season 3. There's not a whole lot of information on the internet that I was able to find that would give me any indication as to how she would do on the game. But from her personality and what I've seen, she's going to be awful and she's going to be boring and she's probably going to get murdered as a random murder out of nowhere. And did you know that Phaedra read her for filth at BravoCon? Seriously, you should go look up the video because it's really hilarious. Anyways, I also think the traitors could use her as a really easy scapegoat to direct attention towards her and to get everyone to vote her out at a round table for no reason. I also think that she's an easy kill for like week 1 if the traitors are wanting to go for like a randomized, not wanting to put targets in any direction type of kill. Moving on to Summer House, we have Sierra Miller. Do I think she's going to be a traitor? I don't know. Do I think she's going to be faithful? I don't know. There's really not a whole lot of information about this girl, and I don't watch Summer House. I actually searched far and wide for information on Sierra Miller on the internet, and I spent entirely more time than I should have trying to figure out why they would even cast her for the traitors, and I still have yet to figure that out personally. So I think she's going to be unpredictable. I have no idea. I don't know how she's going to do. Probably fly under the radar is my only guess I can make right now. And that's it. That covers all the Bravolebrities. Now, if you like these videos, make sure to check out my series because I've already posted videos on Survivor people and Bachelor Nation people. Don't forget to watch The Traitors tonight. Peacock is dropping 3 episodes of The Traitors at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.